Assalamu alaikum, wonderful viewers of Fine TV. It's your usual Edusa hour that comes your way every Sunday from the hours of 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Due to Ramadan, actually, we could not have it at that particular time. But then we try to at least cut down the time so we can meet other errands that are very much demanding. Now, today in the building, or perhaps in the show, we have two great gentlemen who are from the sports ministry of the 13th Executive Council of Edusa, which is the Education Students Association. This ministry is the one responsible for all our sporting affairs when it comes to the School of Education. Today, I'm honored to have their presence here and also to talk about pertinent issues that surrounds the ministry and the council at large. So, notwithstanding, we will always try to bring in individuals who are very much important to the council and also to the students of the school, so as to talk to us about their own ministries and also all the other engagements which are very much relevant to the students as a whole. Now, today, before we start anything, we want to start with the introduction. I'll allow them to introduce themselves to the viewers so we can kickstart the program. Gentlemen, you are welcome to the program. Now, we'll start with the minister himself, who is at the right-hand side of me, to talk to us and then to tell us who he is before we start the program.
Thank you very much, Honorable IPRO of the 13th Executive Council,
Thank you.
Edusa, University of the Gambia.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Fine TV, for giving us this space to come and at least express our views.
Mm.
And I go by the name Amadou Kujabi, the Sport Minister of the Education Students, the 13th Executive Council.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kujabi. He is the Minister of Sports in the 13th Executive Council of the School of Education. He'll be, here to talk us through many happenings in his ministry, as well as his deputy, who is also currently with us. Now, we'll allow him to also introduce himself, who is sitting on my left-hand side.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening, viewers. My name is Suleiman Baji, the current serving Deputy Sport Minister of the Education Students Association, Edusa UTG. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for having us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Baji. The program will kickstart from now. Today, we want to talk about different issues about your ministry, Mr. Kujabi. If you see, the ministry actually one of the most important ministries in the council. We know that it has lots of undertakings, and then it also have lots of programs in mind that it wants to do. But in a nutshell, just to tell the viewers what we want to discuss today, we want to discuss about the development of the ministry. That is, what are some of the developments so far, and then also your planned activities. From there, we also want to talk about the challenges that the ministry is facing and the upcoming events that you intend to have in the soonest. And also, perhaps we might, spread our wings to talk about the UTG sport as a whole. How is it faring, and how is Edusa's participation in those tournaments and so on. Now, to start, your ministry, which is the sport ministry, so far, what have you to say to the general students? What are some of the things you've done since you emerged in the position?
Thank you very much, Honorable. If you look at it, sports, how people perceive it and how sports is in entirety is different.
It's different.
Like different people from different ethnicities,
Yeah.
different backgrounds, different whatever, we come together in unison because of sports.
Okay.
So that's why we deem it necessary, to come forward and steer the wheels of the affairs of education students in the view of sports. Now, if you look at it, education students, their participation in sport is very, very dull. But what we come up is to create WhatsApp groups, through your ministry to ensure that, every member, irrespective of your gender, you have a WhatsApp group to be added to. That's why the year ones have their WhatsApp group, the year twos, the year three, the year fours, so that we can share informations relating to sports, so that they can know what is the going.
Okay.
So this is one of the the developments we started, and for the first time, it is happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you mean you want to have demarcate actual students of the School of Education into different teams, that correspond to the year of study that they are in. So that would at least be a very good step in grouping them into different teams.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we are, with regard to by doing that, we will make sure we organize a mini tournament.
Okay.
The mini tournaments we should have started the mini tournament before Ramadan,
Okay.
but due to busy schedules and also the registration, so many things come up. So we decided to push it till after Ramadan.
Okay.
So what is in hand right now, immediately after Ramadan, we are going to stick so that we can have players, because it's our mandatory to bring in new players.
Okay.
Because if you look at it, Edusa, we always have the same players. So we are going to do this so that we can have new talent, hidden talent. We encourage them to come up to participate for their school.
Okay.
Because if we don't participate in your school, then others are participating there in their schools.
Yeah.
So I think it is very, very important for them to participate. So this is one of the reasons we will organize in this mini tournament.
Okay, that's very good. I'll come back to you, and then we'll talk about the importance of participation in sports. Deputy Sports Minister Suleiman Baji, as you alluded before, the president has rightly, the minister has rightly said that you've already done something, which is to group students into different to their years of study, so that we can at least have a complete team from those years, whereby if there is a tournament that he has already said that you are planning to organize, so that the grouping of players from different years of study can be easy. So what have you to say about this particular step that the ministry has done?
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable IPRO. As the minister alluded earlier, so far, talking about the developments of the sport ministry, I think we've done so many developments within this short span.
Okay.
Yeah, like he said, students are grouped into various WhatsApp groups where they belong, so that it will ease the identification of footballers, athletes, and all those people towards the development of sports. Aside that, for the first time in School of Education, we came up with a strategy of appointing a coach.
Okay.
For the first time, we opened applications for people to apply. Then after their application, they went through a scrutiny and interview. And finally, a coach, assistant coach for both categories, male and female, has been selected. This came for the first time. And for the first time, in the School of Education, a team manager has also been appointed. Yes,
You
for
mean
the
the one who
first
will
time.
be in control of the Edusa team?
Exactly, the one who is going to manage, the affairs of the teams of Edusa, both male and female category. We have appointed someone, and for the first time, we are also giving appointment letters to the technical side.
The technical side.
Yes, we've
Meaning
already worked.
all those people in the technical side will have an appointment
They will
letter
have their appointment
that
letters.
signifies that they are part of the technical team.
That they are appointed after going through a scrutiny or an interview with a panel that is set to interview them or to scrutinize them.
How did you come about with to that is the appointment? What were some of the modalities you put in place
Yes,
to
first,
scrutinize?
we open applications at our ministry level, the committee level. We discussed that we need to open applications for qualified individuals, because we realize there are some individuals who are license holders within the School of Education. They are not only teachers, but they are also serving as sportsmen, coaches, per se. So we open applications. We have numerous applications for both categories, both the male and then the female, where people applied. We set an appointment for them to come for the interview. Then during the interview, we have a panel that is set to interview them. So there are some who have the experience, but they do not acquire a certificate or a license. But among them also, we have individuals who acquire the experience, the know-how, and then also certificates or license holders.
License holders.
Yes. So they are selected based on merit.
merits.
based
Okay.
on merits. So once it was selected, we published that so and so,
Okay.
were selected as the head
As
coach,
the head coach,
assistant
yeah.
coach. Like Lamin Sima was the head coach.
Okay.
Yeah, he was here with the
The
previous
past
team.
previous team, yeah.
Yes, that they guided to the final, but unfortunately, school levels, and then
Okay.
she holds it within the ministry.
Yeah. So like you were saying, you've already done lots of, developments by scrutinizing the coaches. In fact, we can see that the coaches are very much qualified coaches with license. So I think the ministry has done a lot when it comes to doing that particular way of selection of coaches and then leaders in the technical team.
Yeah, exactly. Um, Aside that, we've also written numerous
Cortical letters.
cortical letters
Okay.
to different stakeholders,
Wow.
within Brikama and the surrounding.
And the greater Banjul
And
area also.
yes,
Yeah.
and we also want to sign MOUs with uh,
Okay.
football associations here,
Okay.
like and then football clubs,
Okay.
first division football clubs here,
Okay.
so that we will also you know
Have that
have that
collaboration with them.
collaboration so that they will help us
Yeah.
in terms of developing sports in
Sports
Edusa.
in the Jusa.
Yeah.
That is very important. The deputy sport minister, the minister. I'm saying Mr. President. I hope the president will not deal with me.
The
So I'm
president
so
will say
sorry.
something.
Exactly. Yeah. But actually, the deputy minister has said, some of the developments you've done in terms of appointment.
Yeah.
Appointing new technical team and then having the coaches, from a qualified background. I think that's a very good plus, to your ministry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So how did you come about this? What motivates you to go to this length of having people with such background in terms of coaching and so on?
Yeah, Honorable IPR. In our quest in ensuring effective and appropriate service delivery,
Okay.
we deem it necessary in whatever we are doing, we have to be transparent.
Okay.
We have to be inclusive.
Yeah.
Because if you see sport itself, it requires so much.
Yeah.
It's very demanding. So if you want to have something at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you have to be transparent. You have to be inclusive. You give the devil its due.
Okay.
That's why we say, wow, education students are too much, and when you look at behind previously, so many people will say, well, you people come and just handpick people. So we see this time around, when we come, we don't have to handpick people. People have to go to the right channel. Yeah, people have to apply for the post, and we take the right person.
Yeah. Usually, sports people perceive it to be a ministry that does not usually follow the right protocols, or let's say perhaps they are not very much, into the professional line of activities and so on. But we can see the mode of appointment and how the setup is done. It feels like the ministry is really following the professional line of activities.
Yeah, for sure. That's why we publish the vacancy in Educa pages.
Okay.
If you are a keen follower in our user pages,
Yeah.
you will see vacancy was published and people apply.
Okay.
And we collected the applications.
Application
Then
letter.
we announce for the day of interview.
Okay.
They all appear in interview, and we select the best out of the rest. So in doing that also, those who applied, those who have the interest to serve, we don't leave them to go alone. We also invite them to come and work with us, because this is Edusa thing. It's not one man show.
Yeah.
Edusa things, Edusa for Edusa.
Yeah.
That's what we are doing. So that's why we invite them also to come and participate.
Okay.
And as I'm speaking to you now, Edusa, the sport ministry, we make sure that it is well structured. From the team manager, as my deputy alluded,
Yeah.
to the president, to the coaches, vice coaches, KISS managers, and go on and on.
Okay.
We have well
You
structured.
want to have all the setup that
Setup
the sport ministry should have.
Very well, very
Yeah.
well.
Okay. Well, what importance do you think this will have for the Edusa sports? Because I know previously I've attended some sport activities of Edusa, especially the football matches. I can remember in the 11th, that is the 11th executive council that was led by Khalifa Javi, Mr. President. I have attended the final at Serakunda, but then we lost the final actually. So it is good to reach the final. That's something that should be uploaded. but then we also understand that usually we are not progressive when it comes to the final, like to win it. So what importance do you think this particular ministry will have for the Edusans in terms of sports?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is very important. Like Edusans are crying out every day
Okay.
that Edusa team will go up to the final. They
Yeah.
will not win the trophy. Edusa team will do this, and they, it is not fruitful at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because I own the big prize, as I always say.
Okay.
So Edusans here, what we need. That's why we are making these structures.
Yeah.
We are following the due protocols.
Okay.
Because if you want to if you want to climb mountain, you have to start it from day one, from step 1,
from the
2, 3,
base.
and 4 to the final. That's why we make sure we bring in a coach who is qualified.
Okay.
We bring in the assistant who is qualified, and we also surround ourselves with people who are sport oriented, sport enthusiasts. So that's why right now, and those are the people that we are working with to make sure to scout players. We are not doing it alone.
Yeah.
Right now, Edusa, I can tell you, we have squad depth.
Okay. Wow.
We have people.
There's hope.
There is hope, a big hope.
Wow.
That if Allah helps, inshallah, we will make sure we wipe the tears of Edusans.
Edusans, you are hearing, your minister is really promising you that there's glory coming. Huh? So we hope that is the case. He said he's going to wipe the tears of Edusans when it comes to not winning anything, actually. You go up to the final, but at the end, the last minute things, we never get the trophy. So do you have the same feeling as your minister?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think I'm in line with the minister.
Okay.
We've always been having good teams.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I can attest to that because I've seen them play up to the final.
But I think this year our addition is going to serve as a moral boost or a catalyst in our preparation towards the VC tournament.
Wow.
Yeah, because we've seen the first year, then the second semester students, first semester and second semester students who are
very good
in football.
Okay.
They are playing in the second division.
Wow.
Yes.
So we have second division.
We have second division players, numerous second division players.
In the second year.
More than 4 second division players in Edusa.
Wow.
So basically, people will have this notion that teachers, teachers are only good in the classroom.
In classroom, we don't usually take part in sports.
Yes. So this year, like the minister will always say, eyes on the prize. Anything less than the bigger prize is a failure for his ministry.
Sure, that is it.
Yes, and we are working very hard. And thank you to the 13th Executive Council. I think they have been so much supportive. The general student bodies have been so much supportive. Anytime we call, because we had a test match here and then we saw the turnout, it was okay. We went to the fitness tournament. The turnout was also good. The Executive Council, I think they are very much supportive.
Yeah, on the side of the executives, it was good. Yeah, we have to be very much clear. On the side of the executives, I can see the president was in fact there. The vice president was playing. Yeah, that was very good actually.
Exactly.
So and then the deputy IPRO was in fact playing. You can see you yourself, you are playing. So the participation of the executive was fine. But
so I think the support starts from the executive council, then it boils down
but
to.
Do you think the general students are supportive when it comes to sports?
Yes, but the tournament came at a time when most of the students were on
around.
holidays.
We see that other school students were there.
Yes, perhaps.
In terms of BP and so on.
So
we will talk about that actually. Edusan's participation in sports is lacking.
Exactly. So I think when it comes there, we will also dilate on that.
Dilate more on that.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but I on the price, and inshallah, based on the preparations that we are doing, I am very hopeful and optimistic that this year, inshallah, too, we go into the final, and inshallah, we will bring the trophy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very good. Minister Kujabi. We understand that actually you also take part, in fact, immensely when it comes to, having Edusa to those levels, like reaching the final and so on, because you have been playing, and then, in fact, the nickname Eto, it comes from something. Exactly, it's a household name, and then it came from, what was the problem? Why could it not be an Eto lifting trophy for Edusa?
Yeah, if you look at it, Edusa, we tried so much from the beginning. We input so much energy, so much muscles. But as we are going, participation lacks.
Yeah.
Because if we reference what happened to last year's final, the minister with his coaches, called for free up, and people don't
Even the
turn up.
players were not participating.
Players didn't come.
Okay.
So if you look at it, sometimes it's our own attitude towards
our readiness
our
for
readiness for it.
It's not
It's not very much
promising.
effective and promising.
Wow.
Anything you are doing, you have to be ready for it.
Sure.
But Edusa sometimes,
we relax
as
a
an
bit.
experienced man who played for Edusa for 3 consecutive years,
Wow.
and of course the leading goal scorer of Edusa of all time.
Of all time.
So I know, the loopholes, I know the problems, and I know the solutions.
So what do you think are the solutions to that?
Yeah, the solution to that is that's why we call it my ministry call them meeting between the stakeholders and also the players.
Okay.
To tell them
you call on them and then you
we call
discuss.
on them,
Okay.
yeah.
So how was that? How was the discussion?
The discussion was what is their problem? We asked players what is their problem.
Okay.
Why are they not participating? Why are they not inputting more efforts and strength towards
winning something for Edusa.
tournament? We also talked to them that this is not a tournament like how we will take it university football. It has gone beyond that.
It has to go beyond that.
It has to go beyond that because if you look at it, those are the players that played and they scout them for first division, third division, second division.
Okay.
Those are the players who are certificated, and those certificates help them in no way.
Wow.
So it is not only university football. In education, that is the problem. We take it for granted. We take it as a minor thing. It is not a minor thing. So we also talk to them. What is your problem? Players come, fair problem. When you come to how to call it free ups, we don't go home with fair, and sometimes we say, okay, we know that. We are going to make sure those
does
fair
not
problems that does not happen this time around.
Okay.
You see, football, they talk about balls, and we promise them that we are going to come out with balls that will be sufficient for you. Okay. So there will be no excuse. That's why I said eyes on the prize. As we are prepared, the preparation is very rigorous.
Yeah.
As I'm speaking, we are knocking all doors. As what my minister has just said, asking donating letters everywhere.
Okay.
And so to bring the legends who passed through Edusa, we will not forget about them.
Yeah.
That's why the mini tournament will be named after them.
Okay. Okay. So we will not reveal the name for now. Yeah. Until the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you look at it, how you prepare towards exam.
Okay.
The more you prepare for the exam, the easier it becomes.
Yeah.
So the more we are preparing for the maiden tournament, for the visit tournament, I think the easier it will become.
Okay.
With the team we are having, if we all pull our trousers, and
you pull your socks up,
we are going to go
it will fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I think this time around,
there's hope.
Yeah, there is a big hope.
Okay, that's fine. So, Deputy, you've heard him, and what do you have to say about that? You think the preparation usually is what causes all this mayhem when it comes to the ministry of the sport team of Edusa not winning something?
Yeah, I think preparation has to do a lot with.
It is one of the factors.
Yeah, most especially when you are preparing for a tournament.
Okay.
Your commitment, your determination, and your dedication, is very key.
It's very key
when it comes to your performance.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think what the minister said has been some of the factors that have been hindering, or that has been obstacles in the education team. But inshallah, we are working very hard. We are working very hard. Like he said, we had a meeting with the stakeholders, we have with the council and then the players, and also the technical side. But we're going to have it again. This is going to be something that is going to continue as long as we are preparing towards the main tournament.
Okay.
So I think preparation is also good. We're going to.
You've been played, or have you ever played any tournament?
Yes, I played. I played in the mini tournament. I played in the VC tournament.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as a player, what do you think was the problem?
I think we need commitment. We need to have that hunger in us. Because
Hunger
if you
for
look
glory.
at some. Yes, hunger for glory. You cannot go to a final for 3 consecutive years and at the end of the day you lost all the 3.
To
yes,
always lose,
the first one, if you lost the first one, you come to the second one, you need to learn why do you lost the other one. The third one again,
losing
Then
3 consecutive
consecutive
finals
finals. That's
is something
yeah,
that you
yeah,
just
yeah.
cannot imagine.
So basically, the ministry is not relenting. We are working very hard, to make sure that we strengthen the preparation, to make sure that we have a very successful tournament this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is very good. So, Mr. Kujabi, we will want to talk about the participation of the general students, like their commitment to sports. The students, how their support. How has that been? Like, were they very much supportive to the team? Whenever the team goes out to play, do you normally see at the back or at the time, touchline, fans chanting, Edusans and so on? Their participation, how was it?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
This is a very, very relevant question.
Mm.
Now, if you see the participation in education,
Mm.
participation is seriously lacking.
Okay.
Like we always say, we go to the final, we lose. But
Yeah.
if you see, the team we played final with, if you see their fan base, they have very,
Good fan base, huh?
good fan base
Okay.
compared to us.
Okay.
Education students don't participate. Do you understand? So that's why we are making sure that this tournament will play a very vital role
Okay.
to ensure their effective participation.
Mhm.
Because players cannot go and play like that.
Okay.
Every player will need a fan behind. But our problem is participation. I don't know whether teachers, like how we always say, they are busy on Raba Raba also. But if education students don't participate for Edusa, who are going to participate for us?
It will be very hard.
So viewers, what I would like to say is you will try, or education students will try and participate to come and give support to their players.
Okay.
On the other hand, the players, they try so much. In fact, at some point, we find it difficult to come out with 18-man squad.
Wow.
So you can see players are sacrificing for Edusa. But when someone is sacrificing for the team, you also have a part to play.
Sure.
If you cannot play, come and clap for them. If you cannot clap for them, have them in
It
cars.
also contributes
It
a
will also
lot.
contribute.
Yeah.
But participation here, it will start from the executive council. That's why this time I always talk to the president, and the president give me the assurance that we are going to be behind your ministry full time.
Wow.
And that, I think, that will tell a lot.
Yeah, and we believe he's doing it.
Yes, he's doing it.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
The executive are trying very much,
because if you look at the
help.
fitness tournament, the president was there.
Sure, he was.
Most of the executive members were there.
Yeah, there.
So if the executive take the lead, automatically the general student body will follow.
They should follow. They should follow. Exactly.
So this time around, that's why with the formidable team we have in the executive council, the 13th executive council, with their help and support, the general student body will emulate.
Okay,
Yeah,
that is very
emulate,
good.
yeah.
So we move on to another point, which are some of the planned activities. Like what are some of the activities you plan for Edusa? Your ministry. What are you cooking?
Yeah, we're cooking a lot,
Yeah,
whole
okay.
lot.
Okay.
Well, we talk about some here.
No problem.
Yeah.
We want to hear.
We cannot fire all our,
Sure.
our ballistic missiles.
Ballistic missiles,
Some of them has to be
No problem.
in the armory
Okay,
or in the arsenal.
that's very good.
Okay, for now we are preparing the maiden tournament,
Maiden tournament.
and also in preparation for the VC tournament,
Okay.
and also a marathon for the very first time.
Wow.
Basketball,
Marathon.
like how I said in the how to convention day that I'm
Okay.
going to diversify sport in education, and we are doing it.
Okay.
We are going to make sure that the maiden tournament is very, very much organized, nice, and students participate.
Okay.
Full participation. That's why with the creation of these WhatsApp pages, to keep in touch with them, text them time to time, update them.
Yeah.
I think we are doing that with my tireless and vigorous deputy sport minister.
Exactly.
He is doing that every day. So that alone will go a long way in having more participation. So if the maiden tournament went successful, there is no way that the VC tournament will not be successful.
So it's going to be a catalyst, to make sure the VC tournament, which is going to be the next one, it's really in progress.
Exactly.
So that's fine. So Mr. Baji, you've heard him, about your planned activities, yeah. So you see the maiden tournament, which is the Edusa mini tournament, is upcoming, and then also the vice chancellorship tournament, which is also very important. In fact, one of the biggest tournament or the biggest tournament in the university. So, what say you about this activity that you are planning for Edusans?
Yes, like the minister said, we have a whole pile of activities in the ministry. Some of our activities are going to be synchronized with the Edusa Week.
Edusa Week,
to to minimize the cost on the council.
Yeah.
We're going to bring marathon for the first time. We're going to come with a sponsored walk for the first time. And also we're going to come with basketball and volleyball.
Wow.
So we want people, we want Edusans.
People who
Yes,
cannot play
if you
football
cannot play
can also,
football,
yeah.
we want to see you in volleyball. At
Okay.
least we want you to participate in one sporting
One of the
activity in
sports at least.
Edusa.
Yeah.
If you cannot play volleyball, we want you to come and play basketball. If you think you are good in athletics, marathon, we have a marathon here.
Wow. So,
And then
so
I
everybody
think,
is an open
yes,
one. Wow, ready.
so it's like there is nobody who can say that there is no specific sport that they brought for me or that doesn't suit me. Here we know most of times it is basketball, volleyball, marathon, and football.
Okay.
So we have all this in line. So anyone that is reluctant to come and participate because their favorite sport is not there. This time around, we are telling you that we have
There are
all
lots
these
of
sports.
Checklist of
Yes,
sports.
a checklist of sports.
In fact, the fact that the name is sports, not sport, that means
Yes.
we have different actual sport
Very well,
activities.
very well. But the bigger one is the mini tournament, Edusa mini tournament.
Yeah.
Yes, last year it was successful. You know, we played, but this time around we are also planning to move it to somewhere else. We want it to be bigger than
to be developed.
Yes, bigger than it was last year.
Okay.
And also we're going to celebrate some of the people that were in Edusa. So
great
when the
icons.
times come, when the time comes, everyone will know that these were the people that contributed, that sacrificed, that spent all their resources to make sure that they see the association survive.
Okay.
You know, so we're not forgetting them, though they are not with us right now in the university, but their memories are with us. If you go to the office right now, you see some of their portraits. You know that so and so passed in Edusa, and then they served in this position.
Yeah.
So definitely, I think this time around our plan activities, and then these are the sponsor work that we plan is basically to raise funds to support the council when it comes to spending in the sporting activities. So these are some of the plan activities that the sport ministry have in place, and then inshallah we want to accomplish all of them. But some of them, like I said, they will come in the Edusa week, where we will have some of them in the evening after the early morning sessions. Then we will also have them. So that is it.
Yeah, that is very good. So viewers, you've heard the sport ministry actually. They have lots of activities in store for you. So do not want to miss this particular activity that are very much relevant. And then we also thank our viewers very much, those who are currently viewing us. We still have some minutes to move on. So Minister Kujabi, your vice has that is Mr. Suleiman Baji. He made mention of the mini tournament and the vice chancellor. So how are the preparation towards these tournaments? Have you kickstarted any preparation or
Yeah,
not yet?
yeah. As I always say, we are always ready.
You're always ready.
Ready, yeah.
Wow.
We are always
Anytime,
ready.
even if they say
Anytime.
tomorrow is the tournament, you are
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Because in sport, or as somebody leading people through sport, you don't have to,
wait for the 11th
wait
hour.
for the 11th hour. You have to be on the ground always. So right now, we give we reach out the stakeholders because as I'm speaking to you yesterday, I called the president or the chairman of the manager of the association or the sport ministry. We talk at length, and all our discussion was centered on how the mini tournament will be successful. And as he alluded that this year we want different venue, so that it can attract so many people. The participation we are talking about, so that we can improve on the participation. So that venue, if we can succeed in that, it will be the first time. So whatever we are doing, we try to be innovative. Do you understand? So that's why right now, and also students, we reaching out to individual students. Especially the year ones who are very new. We try to induct them, try to tell them what is at stake. You understand? So I think that alone will improve participation, and that alone is a landmark, preparation. We're talking to them, on their WhatsApp pages. We're calling them individually. We're reaching out to them, even door to door.
Okay,
We are
that's
doing
fine.
all of that. So make sure, gone are those days where education students don't have effective participation. Gone are those days when, players will come here and they will struggle to have 11,
11, yeah.
11-man squad. Gone are those days when money becomes the problem. To give out the fare to students will become a problem. So we are going to make sure we know the problem. We are there. I have the institutional memory because I played for Edusa since my first semester.
Wow.
So automatically I'm loaded with the memory. So that's why if I go wrong, people will question why.
Sure.
I already know the how to call it, the pros and
lived it,
cons.
yeah?
I live in it. So that even press me or give me the how to call the
Enthusiasm, yeah?
yes to come to run for the position. So I think with the footings we are following, inshallah, we are going to change something. I'm optimistic. Yeah, as I'm speaking,
Okay.
like I'm not seeing anything in front of me that will
There will be a hurdle
a
to
hurdle
that.
to me.
Okay.
Because as the saying goes, you have to believe in yourself first
Sure.
before people will believe you. So we believe in ourselves, and with the backing of the executive council, 13 executive council, and the backing of the general student. Now let me tell you one thing: we have the backing from people.
Okay.
Because if you look at it, our last meeting with the stakeholders and the students, that alone can attest to the people that the sport ministry has backing.
Wow.
Students back us. Imagine, do you know how many people apply for the position of coach? Marius, we don't even believe.
Wow.
Assistant, the same thing. So that
People were
alone,
very much interested.
yeah, they are very much interested because we live by our words that
Yeah.
we are going to be inclusive, and students are seeing that inclusiveness in us.
Okay.
No stone is left unturned. Whoever we give everybody your money.
Wow.
This is what you should do. This, and in our purview, we make sure we protect the integrity and make sure we don't align ourselves with selfishness or any other thing. So that alone will tell you that the mini tournament will be successful because we prepared everything.
Yeah. How has what was the response of the people you were actually approaching for their participation in the mini tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it positive?
Yeah. 99% of them were very positive.
Wow.
And they give me the green light that look, this year we are going to help you. This year we are going to participate for the school. At least some percentage we say whatever. But that's how it is. You can't have 100% assurance.
Yeah, but in clarity, and we just want to tell them that it's not a matter of helping Kujabi. Kujabi is a student as you are. So
Exactly.
in fact, whoever participates in the tournament, you are participating in the name of Edusa, not as in the name of Kujabi. So
Exactly.
perhaps this has to be very much
Exactly.
clear to them. So their participation is very important. It's
Yeah,
key.
it's key,
Because
yeah.
whatever victory is acquired from it, it's for the students of Edusa. So there's no individualism sort of in this particular thing. So and that makes it very important. I believe their participation is key.
It's very,
And then,
very important.
some of the steps that the ministry is doing towards them is very important. They have to be approached, like you said, individually to make sure their consent is sick, and then also to make sure they really come on board to participate. Yeah. So, Mr. Baji, what do you have to add on to that? Or that is the approach that the minister is currently doing with you and your ministry to make sure you get all the men that needs to be participate in the tournament, the mini tournament per se.
Yeah, I think, like the minister said, we are reaching out to individuals privately.
Okay.
We are doing a door-to-door campaign, and on their WhatsApp platforms, you know, we are strengthening the campaign on participation, and most of them are given assurance that they will participate.
Okay.
And I believe most of those people, if they participate, we're going to scout them, because the mini tournament is also going to serve as an avenue to scout new players.
Okay. Yeah, for the bigger
Yes, for the
tournament, which
bigger
is the vice
tournament.
chancellor's.
Yes.
Yeah.
So some of them who are football lovers, football fanatics, football addicts,
Yeah,
they will
sure.
want to participate, so that they will participate in the bigger one.
Sure.
It is very, if you play football,
Yeah.
the most interesting part of it is when you go to the final.
Final. Sure.
I played so many finals at the Brikama Box Bar.
Wow.
But if you are in the final, the
Final,
feeling
the feeling and
that
the
you
mood
get
are
and the
always
mood,
yeah.
in fact alone will attract other people. So I think most of them
and
they
in
are
fact it adds up when you win it.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, and inshallah we're going to win this,
Sure.
inshallah.
Okay.
So like we are strengthening the recruiting, we are strengthening the the the, the, the campaign for participation, and I believe the participation this year we're going to improve it.
Okay.
You know, we're going to improve it. Yeah, even it is going to be by 10%.
Yeah.
We're going to improve the participation of education students into education activities,
Yeah.
especially in sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, in every ministry, you must have, at least bottlenecks or problems that will emanate from here and there, and those sometimes serve as hindrances to, your being and sometimes to your functions or your planned activities. Your ministry. What are some of the challenges you feel the university or the school of education should step in to at least chip in an assistant for you?
Now, before getting much into that, I would like to talk about the female participation also
Okay.
too.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
because it comes to my mind
Sure,
right now.
sure. Yeah, our
Female,
female, don't say we forget about you.
no,
We
we
did
will
not
never forget about you.
Actually, it's just perhaps we did program ourselves and then actually it happens to err is human, so we have to accept that point. But we recognize their participation, especially in the past tournament, that is the fitness tournament. We could see some of them participate very well, and in fact, hadn't been there was light, we would have win that cup,
Yes, I
because
know.
the female went to the finals.
Yes,
So,
yes.
the female
Exactly.
team of Edusa, kudos to you.
Yeah.
You did
No,
well.
I
Yeah.
will tell them that let them improve on their participation.
Okay.
Edusa students can do it.
Yeah.
You see, the how to call it. The coach himself herself played,
Oh,
and
who is the coach?
the Madam Jamme,
Madam
Fatou
Jan.
Jamme,
Wow.
he's the head coach.
Okay.
So we give you a coach who will guide you, and it's from you. So we want you to.
And I think the deputy said he's a qualified coach.
Yes,
I think, with a
yes,
license,
he's a
right?
trained coach.
He's a trained coach.
Yes, from
That's very
GFF.
important. GFF.
So
So they are
that's why
fortunate.
we are doing all that to entice their participation.
Okay.
To make sure they participate.
Wow.
Female participation is also very important. It's not only the males who are going to participate for the VC.
Okay.
Females also have their separate league or tournament.
Okay.
So if we don't have their participation, it will tell a lot about our leadership skills.
Okay.
That's why we want them to participate also. We have players here like Anna. We name them. We have,
Anna, yeah.
Yes, we have many players. Yeah. But bringing them on board
is the problem.
what becomes a big problem.
Okay.
But again, we are striving towards that, and we are making sure that they participate. And I believe most of them will do it for our school. When you come to the challenges or the hindrance we face as education students or as sport ministry, I don't. We have a lot, but specifically, our problem here is monetary problem.
Monitor. Okay.
Like
You don't
how
get the
I always
funds.
say here over and over and over, when the players come for training, we don't expect a player who live at Latrikunda
Yeah.
or Banjul. They come here, they train voluntarily, they go home without the return of their fare.
Yeah.
So even myself as a player, though football is sacrificial, anything you are doing it is sacrificial. But again, you need certain compensation.
Sure.
Even not 100% compensation, you need something. Say thank you for
At
the
least
service you did.
something that can be a compensation sort of.
Compensation. Thanks to the 12th Executive Council, they initiated that.
Okay.
Yeah, even though it's a small token, but at least at the end of the day, we all go home with something.
Wow.
At least, a match bonus or a return fare. So that's why, like how Suleiman is always said, we will embark on sponsored work. We also wrote so many letters to stakeholders
Okay.
to attract funds from them so that we can use those funds to sponsor our players.
Wow.
Players who may have injury, players who come from afar, and so on. So money, money, finance is our problem.
Finance is the
And
problem.
the finance minister, I know he can hear me very well. He can see me very well.
Finance minister, you have to prepare your budget.
Yes.
Sorry, you have to safeguard your
And
your
to a certain
monetary.
extent, it even come to my mind to go out to education students, class to class, to make sure they also help us because it's at the end of the day it's Edusa. What belongs to Edusa belongs to Edusans.
Sure.
So whatever we have, it is going to the coffers of the Education Student Association. So if you look at it holistically, we all belong. It belongs to us.
Sure.
Do you understand? And also, uh, balls, football kicks.
Okay.
No, sorry, football kicks, the cons and so. But I think we talked to the team manager about that, and he assured us that, inshallah, some of those things will be a thing of past.
Okay.
So those are the challenges for now, and I know so also may know another challenge.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, so that's it. So Suleiman, honorable, you must have certain challenges that the minister must have forgotten to mention. What extra challenges?
We are trying to improve on that by creating the WhatsApp platforms. Any message or any dispatch that is shared will be shared in all the platforms.
Okay.
So actually, they will.
Yeah, so like we were saying, that is it. Some of the problems that the ministry is facing, and then we can categorically hear from the minister and his deputy that some of those are some of the challenge. That is, finance is usually the bigger part of the problem that the ministry is facing, and also the late dissemination of information to the general student, especially the participants of the activities that are to take place. So now we want to move on to a broader picture, which is actually the participation of university students, especially the students of School of Education, in terms on sports that are organized in the university. Like, what's your thought? Do you think the way the university as a whole takes sports to be, is it in the right footing? Like, is it considered as it should be considered? Like, that is sports, the participation of university in sports. What thought do you have, to say, about that particular part?
Yeah, if you look at the participation of university students in sport, I can say is better.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's better compared to other tertiary institutions.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you see the annual VC tournament,
Yeah.
it's an evidence to that.
Oh, okay.
And if you look at it now, the sport minister of the SU now, making an effort to ensure there is effective third division team.
Okay.
Because even yesterday, they had a game and they won.
Wow.
So we tell you that now university students are also recognized when it comes to sport, not only within the university, but also outside. Because if you look at it, the third division is not within the university; it's a GFF league.
Yeah.
So you understand. But when it comes to sport in university is in entirety, it have to be diversified because not everyone is a player.
Okay.
So the University of the Gambia, through the SU and through their Ministry of Sport, they should ensure there is diversification of sport, like that of marathon that we bring here.
Okay.
And some people are athletes; they are not footballers. Some people they have their domain. Some are basketball players, volleyball, and even handball.
So when you talk about diversification of sports, you mean there should not be a concentration on only football, perhaps. Yeah.
So when you look at it, we concentrate more on football.
Okay.
And that's not the only game.
Okay. Yeah.
You understand? Though it is the most popular game, but also people also have different tastes,
have interest in other
different areas.
Yeah.
So I think the SU also through their sport ministry should make sure they improve on that and to bring it on board. You understand? But if you look at it, the participation is us, the teachers.
Yeah.
The teachers don't participate more, or their participation in UTG sport is very lacking. Look at our final. The other final we played here in Brigham last year's final.
Yeah.
If you look at the Sosa, Sosa fans, they dominate everywhere. And only few Edusans.
Wow.
Some are executive members or players. So the rest we are not there. They feel indifferent about it. They are not interested. So I think we should make sure we captivate their interest and entice them so that we can know. Well, university sports is not only sports in university. It go beyond boundaries.
Or try to tell them, it's not about only academic in the university.
Yes.
You need to also take part into sports, because at least they make you fit for the academic, part of it.
Now, if you look at other worlds, we talk about extracurricular activity, like the Oxford University has a second division team that play. We can also do that and go beyond boundaries. If you look at other big players, other name players, they go through the university and they're now professional players.
Yeah.
Sport it's not only what you think to go and play to have fun. You have
It's more
skills
than that.
there. It teach you how to be disciplined through sportsmanship,
Ah.
to accommodate and appreciate one another. So even in the university, that alone is something big. You are there with people through sport. You know one another. Through sport, you appreciate and accommodate one another. I think that alone is the bigger picture of
Yeah,
it. Love.
it brings that camaraderie,
Yeah.
between people. So
Yeah.
that is very important. So, Honorable Baji, so like the minister said, what's your own part? The discussion that is your thought on UTG sports, the participation of people, or you think the sports in the university should go beyond this?
Yes, I think the participation in some schools the participation is very high,
Okay.
is very good, but some other schools like our school, we have the notion that we are teachers, we are very busy, or they call us role models, so we should not engage or in some activities like that. But I think as long as you are in the university, any activity that is organized by the university, you should.
Yeah, it's your activity.
Yeah, it is a mandate on you to attend those activities as long as you are able to. But we should not side away from activities that are organized by the university.
Yeah.
So when it comes to sports, I think for the previous years they have been concentrating on only football.
Football, okay.
Yes, like the minister said, some of the people or individuals they don't have a taste in football. You talk to them about football, they will tell you, no, I like basketball. So this is why this year the minister Malayan Manga came up with an innovation of bringing a basketball competition. He formed a basketball team. He formed.
Wow.
Yes, before he became a minister,
Wow.
he formed that team.
Wow.
Now he is the
That's a
serving
commendable
minister.
activity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now he also wants sub associations to have their basketball teams. So in this, it is going to diversify sports in in uh, in the university.
University.
I think the other thing is they should also be looking into the differently able individuals.
Wow.
I don't know whether they are catered for, but
Okay,
in
the
most
disabled,
cases,
yeah.
yes, in most cases, I have not seen any sport that is organized for them, and they should also be
Yeah,
included.
they should
Once
be
you
part of
said
it.
sport is inclusive, then the
Nobody
differently
should
able
be,
individuals
yeah,
should also
nobody should be
be
excluded.
catered for. So, if you cannot play football, you cannot play basketball. There is draft, there is
Baseball,
baseball.
handball,
There are some other ones that you can, organize for them.
organize, yeah.
Let them also feel part of being
Yeah,
university
yeah,
student. I think it is very important for the university,
yeah.
the sport ministry, and then the executive council also to look into
Yeah,
that.
that's a very
Yeah.
good point. That should be noted actually. So, Honorable Kujabi, in a nutshell, we are almost at the tail end of the program. In general, what's your message to the populace of Edusans, in terms of their participation into sports? What do you want to tell them? Yeah.
Okay. I will thank them for following us here in Fine TV, and I will also thank Fine TV for having us weekly. Now, what I will say is to encourage every educans to take it as a mandate that they should participate, in their schools. If you don't participate in your schools, who will participate for your school? If Lamin say I will not participate, Suleiman say I will not participate, Kujabi don't participate, who represent the school?
Nobody.
It will come at a time that Edusa will not have representation. So that's why it is a mandatory it's a mandatory upon every education students who is enrolled under School of Education to participate in every activities that is taken by the association.
Okay.
So participation is very very important. Education is not only limited to the four corners of the school, of the classroom. It has gone beyond that. This participation is very important. The certificates you will have there, it will help you a lot.
Sure.
So that's why my deputy minister come up with this. Whoever participated for us, you'll be certified.
Sure.
Yeah,
There'll be
whoever.
certificates for them.
Yes, there'll be
To
certificates for them.
acknowledge their
To acknowledge their
participation.
participation. To tell the people that, or to tell the people outside that he has been sacrificed. He has been serving the school he was, and you know how important that is. So whoever is there, this time around, whoever participated for Education Student Association in one way or the other, or through sports, will make sure we satisfy you. And I think that is a big, huge encouragement.
Yeah, sure. That's a very big encouragement. You are not participating just to get the victory and so on, but then you also have something that you can tell people that I have really participated.
Very
So
well, exactly.
that's a commendable achievement by the ministry. So, Mr. Baji, on your own part, what message do you have the students of the School of Education? What do you want them to do in terms of
Yes,
their participation? Yeah.
Edusans,
Mhm.
uh, I want to tell you to take responsibility, take ownership,
Mhm.
create time for yourself, like
Mhm.
you create other
Time for other
for other
activities. Yeah.
activities,
Mhm.
and then come and participate.
Mhm.
Take 1 hour of your time,
Mhm.
come and participate,
Mhm.
and then we make sure that we take Edusa to the next level.
Okay.
This is our Edusa.
Mhm.
Let's leave. One thing I have in mind is,
Mhm.
what am I going to leave for
Yeah.
Edusa?
At least a legacy, sort of.
Yes.
Yeah.
What am I going to leave for Edusa? Not
Mhm.
what Edusa is going to do for me.
Mhm.
Yes. So let's take ownership, let's take responsibility, let's create time,
Mhm.
and let's increase or improve our participation in activities in Edusa. Activities, I mean.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Baji, Honorable Baji, and then Honorable Kujabi, the Minister of Sports in the School of Education, and also the Deputy Sports Minister of the same school. I'm Lamin Sane, the presenter of this particular program, which is the Edusa Hour, and it has been very much fruitful. We've really combed some of the areas that are very important when it comes to the sports ministry of this 13th Executive Council that are doing all they can to make sure whatever should be done for the students is done for them. We really thank Fine TV enormously for always being there, for always taking their time, always granting us this opportunity to sell out our school activities or whatever is happening to our school to the general populace, especially to the students of the university. We can't thank them much. It has been a very good, participation into the university activities, and then, from the MD himself, who is Kekuta Cham, to the last person in the sport in the TV. We thank you very much for always granting us this opportunity to speak out, to give our voice to whatever is happening in the university, especially our school, to the general populace. I've been your host, and then I thank my guests very much for actually dealing with the topic and to the limit and to their best. So we thank you very much, and we hope you'll follow us again for more interesting programs on this particular TV, which is Fine TV, who are doing going crisscrossing the length and breadth of this country to make sure the populace have what it takes, for them. It is Ramadan, and then, actually notwithstanding, we just want to end here to give space to other errands that we have in store. We thank you very much for listening and for watching until we come again next week on Sunday in this particular event and this particular venue for this particular program. Thank you very much for participating.
Thank you.
Thank you.